Good morning. Welcome to everyone, those of you here with us in the sanctuary and those of you joining us from home. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you identify, whatever yearning for hope brings you here today, we are glad to be together. I'm Jill Overholt, your worship associate today. I'm a white, 40-ish, non-binary person with short hair cut in an asymmetrical mullet. I'm wearing a black shirt. With me on the chancel today is our lead minister, Rev. Audette. Dr. Les is here, and providing our special music today is one of our favorites, Chris Rosser. Welcome back, Chris. Simon Jacobs is our tech guru, and we are also grateful to everyone who lends a helping hand, from our ushers and greeters, our coffee and cleanup sages, our faith formation collaborators, and everyone who keeps this place humming. This has been a hard week for our country. It's so good that we have set aside time to be together. So please take a moment to silence your devices and settle your hearts to just be here now for this sacred hour.
Good morning, everyone. The soles on these shoes are wearing thin from all of the miles that I have spent searching. The trail might be cold, but it's not quite frozen. But I'll find my way if I walk each day with my heart wide open. I've been worn down like an old river stone, caught up in the current, tumbled and thrown. My spirit is weak, but it's not quite broken. Let that river run, and I'll take what comes with my heart wide open. I wanna take every breath like it's the last one that I'm gonna get. I want to release every regret, let go of the pain and forgive. I wanna know what it's like to live with my heart wide open. I've held on too tight, I've let go too soon. I have built walls clear up to the moon, but now here I stand, unguarded and hoping that love calls again, 'cause I'll jump right in with my heart wide open. Yeah, I wanna take every breath like it's the last one that I'm gonna get. I want to release every regret, let go of the pain and forgive. I wanna know what it's like to live with my heart wide open. Yeah, I wanna know what it's like to live with my heart wide open. Wide open.
Before we jump into our chalice line, let's take a second. First of all, I just want to say how wonderful it is. Our congregation continues to grow. We have ages, all ages here, new families coming in. If you have a space open beside you, could you raise your hand so folks can see? And of course, you're welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're coming in now, you can sit over here in the choir loft too. But now I want to invite Zaylee to come help us with the chalice. And Zaylee, like I said, that light sometimes goes out, so why don't I light you here? Oh, no, you got it. That looks like it's going to perk up. There you go. Yay. Thank you. As we light our chalice, we simply acknowledge that our hearts are full. There is so much that we each carry, and while none of our stories are exactly alike, we each have come, like so many before us, to kindle the flame of Unitarian Universalism, to once again be a part of a story that began long ago and which we hope to pass on to all of our future beloveds. So let us, with a sense of history and the spirit of a storyteller, celebrate that once again our chalice shines forth. And we're going to sing together. We're going to sing a very familiar hymn because later we're going to sing a brand new hymn. But for right now, I want to invite you to rise to the peak of your physical or spiritual stature. We're going to sing Spirit of Life. That's hymn 123. Hi, y'all. Good morning. Oh, what a pretty dress. I love that. So I don't know about you, but poets and poetry have been on my mind this week. And so I thought I would bring in one of my favorite poets this morning. Some of you have heard this. Anybody recognize this book? Has anybody seen this book before? Yeah, it's a pretty popular one. I'm going to share a couple of poems with you this morning before you head to faith formation. And this first one is called Invitation, and all it has is a picture of a candle, so like there's not a big illustration here. But let's tell me what you hear. Invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. Who liked that one? Anybody? Yeah. Actually, we're going to be talking about stories today, so it's a good way to start. The second one is called magic. How many of you can do magic? Yeah, good. Okay, I'm seeing, okay, good. There's more hidden around. It's not everybody is a magic maker, but everybody can be. So, this one's called magic. Sandra's seen a leprechaun, Eddie touched a troll, Laurie danced with witches once, so have I, by the way. Charlie found some goblin's gold. Donald heard a mermaid sing, Susie spied an elf, but all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself. Yeah, we're going to be doing some magic in here too. All right, we're just going to do one more. All right, and this is gonna be what we do right before we sing you all to your faith formation classes, where you'll get to spend even more time together. Hey, and by the way, before you go, if some of you could help us put some of these roly-poly pieces back in the basket, and or maybe some of the grown-ups that stay could help us with that. We don't want anybody to trip later. But this one's called The Search. I went to find the pot of gold that's waiting where the rainbow ends. I searched and searched and searched. There it was, deep in the grass, under an old and twisty bough. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine at last. What do I search for now? So that's one of the things we're going to be figuring out, what we're going to search for now. That's how we're going to be talking about things in here today. But what we're going to do now is sing to you as you go to your classes. If you are new or your grown-up is new with you today, they may want to go with you to your class to see where to pick you up. But we'll sing as you make your way to your faith formation class. Thank you for everyone who's helping, who's a faith formation collaborator, the people who jump in to make this possible. So part of what we are doing today is thinking about how our stories, our imagination can change the world. And so our prayer this morning was written by one of my close but also nearby-ish colleagues, Chris Bice, and it's built on our UU values that we can remember through, does anybody remember the acronym that we use? Little critter? It's just trying to change it on us over there. We're using JETPIG right now because I haven't learned the other one as easily. JETPIG, justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity. And that playful image of JETPIG, if you haven't seen it, imagine a very cute little pig wearing a flight suit. That's our JETPIG. That visual of JETPIG is part of the story. It's a flight of imagination, right? It's a way to remember and shape and express what and how we hope to be in the world. And so this is the prayer of St. Francis for JETPIG. May we be instruments of peace. Where there is indifference, may we bring justice. Where there is selfishness, may we bring equity. Where there is stagnation, may we bring transformation. Where there is homogeneity, may we bring pluralism. Where there is isolation, may we bring interdependence. Where there is greed, may we bring generosity. Where there is hatred, may we bring love. Make us instruments of your peace with love at the center of everything we do. And let us hold just a moment of silence for the individual prayers of our hearts. Amen, Ashe, blessed be.
I'm going to play a song. This is written by a good friend of mine, Pierce Pettis. And it's a song about creativity and dreaming and I think songwriting in his case. Hurry, copy down the stream before the dawn steals it away. Oh, my heart knows what it means before it has the words to say. Like a snowflake on my tongue, don't let it melt away too soon. 'Cause the place where dreams come from is nothing but the truth. On the right side of the brain, I've got half a mind to be half inspired or half insane. It's still the better part of me. Where I'm a walking one-eyed Jack on the dark side of the moon. Partly fiction, partly fact, but nothing but the truth. So if I get carried away like I'm not in my right mind, still my heart is in the right place, though it may not seem so half the time. I know this stuff can come off odd, a little vague, a little rude. But I swear, so help me God, it's nothing but the truth. And I swear, so help me God, it's nothing but the truth.
If anyone out there is a little nervous thinking, uh-oh, did we forget something? I want to assure you, we got you. All of this stuff that you see in front of you, we're going to be doing it in just a little while. And I'm going to take you even further behind the scenes because I think if you're anyone right now who works on something that's regularly scheduled, like, for example, late night hosts or podcasters or, for example, ministers, you have this basic struggle. When the news of the day is dominant and it's pressing, what do? Do you always try to dance with the whirlwind? Do you ignore it? Do you try to do something in between? I believe that one of the most essential tasks of worship is to help us root in things that are enduring, maybe even eternal. Familiar rituals, songs, faces, and frames become crucial for their healing grounding. It's also important to dwell on this word sanctuary and the portion of its meaning which is the condition of being protected or comforted, a place of refuge or asylum. We need sanctuary from the assaults of the world. That is something that we need to take seriously, and I do. At the same time, I have worked with Unitarian Universalists since 1989. Our faith is informed by the world we live in, and we want to respond faithfully to the circumstances of our lives. And we ministers tend to hear about it if it seems like we're not paying attention to all of those things that weigh so heavily on us as a community. So that is often a difficult line to walk. And I'm not saying this to complain, that's not the point of this, only just to bring you inside the journey so that we can better walk it together. I mean, sometimes myself or Reverend Claudia or the congregation as a whole will get it right. And sometimes maybe you're going to feel like there's a little too much of this, a little too little of that. But it's an active process, and we are all in it together. And that brings us to this morning's central premise. Ludwig Wittgenstein, I don't say that very well, wrote, "The limits of my language are the limits of my world." Over the years, there are very few things in philosophy that I personally have come to feel are more significant than this idea. There are a few of us who are able to conceive abstractions that are beyond the ability to express in language. You can think of all the quantum physicists and probably most of the mathematicians. But the ability to describe and communicate is essential to the act of creation. I mean, think about the very first words of the creation story in the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. If you want a more humorous but no less significant version, you could consider Douglas Adams' sequel to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In his book, Life, the Universe, and Everything, there's this spaceship, and it lands on a cricket field in the UK in the middle of a game, and no one sees it. So Ford Prefect, who is an alien, explains it to the human Arthur Dent why that is, why nobody's seeing the spaceship. It's surrounded, Ford notes, by an SEP field. An SEP, he said, is something that we can't see or don't see or our brain doesn't let us see because we think it's somebody else's problem. That's what SEP means, somebody else's problem. The brain just edits it out. It's like a blind spot. If you don't look at it directly, you won't see it unless you know precisely what it is. I mean, your only hope is to catch it by surprise out of the corner of your eye. Our brains are very sophisticated tools designed for seeking out threats and problems and hopefully navigating them. We can use metaphor and analogy and abstraction. We can spin our theories and imagine the future. And we can rewrite the past, unfortunately. To this point, we are limited only by what we can imagine, envision, and if we want to create, describe with words and images. That means if we want to create a better world, we need to be able to see it, to describe it to each other, and to act, craft, design, live, and love right into it. George Lucas, who is, of course, one of the greatest creative minds of the last generation, put it this way: you can't do it unless you can imagine it. Now, the thing is, we spend a lot of time rehearsing and acting around what we are most afraid of, the things that have happened that we didn't like, that we don't want, that we want to avoid. As a protective mechanism, our brains are highly designed to register threat and to weight criticism, fear, and negativity at a ratio of somewhere around 3 to 5 to 1. I mean, you've all heard this before, right? It's pretty well known. If I were to, for example, tell you 4 great things about your outfit and then mention that you have a dollop of ketchup on your sleeve, your brain is going to clock and hold on to that ketchup comment harder and longer. It's going to basically wash out every nice thing that I said before that. We are just wired that way. So all I'm saying is our creativity and positive dream designs have to work uphill against all that negativity bias. There's also this reality that when we feel under stress or duress, our prefrontal cortex becomes challenged, and our hindbrain, which is the fear, fight, flight center, that is more activated. I was watching Heather Cox Richardson this week. Anybody else? Anyone? Yeah. as perhaps many of you were, and she was struggling more for words than usual. She even said something about it. She's like, oh, stress. And that is just normal. Stress does that. And even when we're still functioning pretty well, or we're consciously trying to keep our highest mind engaged, we remain human, and stress hormones may have their way with us. And that means we need to be kinder, or perhaps more forgiving with each other than is usual, trying to be quick to understand when someone is more reactive or does something that seems a bit out of character. Being activated makes it harder to be creative and craft a vision of hope or connection or love. It's hard to find compassion and grace and those opportunities that abound. It's not impossible. It's just a little harder to think of doing. So what am I saying? I'm trying to tell you two things. One, these are hard times. They challenge our creativity and our access to our highest selves. And the way through, the way to get beyond, is to be able to see a better world. We have to be able to name its qualities and then take steps to make it real. Because if you can't imagine it, you can't do it. We need to be imagining the hell out of this world, literally. Children, don't say that word, not until you vote. This is actually a huge part of what I did my doctoral work on, our neuroplasticity and the absolute essential nature of being able to tell the story of the world we want to live in. If you really want to hear my soapbox, give me a glass of wine and get me started on the last 25 years of speculative fiction. Books, TV, movies alike, I have many thoughts on how dystopian works and anti-heroes and the lessening of moral centering have brought us, in no small part, to this moment that we find ourselves in, and I'm serious about that. But, of course, there is no single cause, and even better, there is no single story that will help us create a better future, which is still possible, I assure you. We need many stories. We need a plethora of new ideas. We need a tidal wave of wonder and hope and creative possibilities. And we need to talk about them, describe them to each other, dream about them, and co-create with each other, but as any good process theologian will tell you, we also co-create with God. Einstein said, "The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. We cannot change it without changing our thinking." Now, because it can really help to hear a story more than to hear a sermon, I'm stopping the sermon here. We're going to end with a video story that does just what I'm saying we need. It is a story, just one that could be created, about how we humans moved through difficult and dark days and co-created a beautiful, livable future. And then after that, we are going to do a ritual of remembrance, of love, and co-creativity together. But first, this story.
Looking back, it's hard to believe that we've rebuilt our community from the ground up with our own hands. The first seeds were planted way back in the terror and tenderness of the pandemic. And then change bloomed in the streets, in the fire and struggle of the uprisings. Around here, we'll never forget the day that the last prisoners were released, walking out into the arms of their loved ones. The easy part was finding work. The Community Care Corps was always looking for people in those days, whether for universal family care, burying border walls, or green new public housing, going up one pod at a time. Yep, it was a good time for busy hands.
Funny, thinking back to the first wave of the pandemic, that's what you really remember. Hands. Washing, scrubbing, disinfecting, washing again, picturing each other's hands, all the hands that had touched whatever we were touching. The hands that packed the box, that picked the tomato, that planted the seed. The hands that stroked the brow, that said goodbye. The hands were us. All of us. That web of hand-to-hand, breath-to-breath relationships was a reminder. We are all entangled, making each other sick, keeping each other alive. That was just one of the lessons of COVID-19. It started in the first great pause, when the smog cleared and the rich fled the cities, when poverty dropped its disguise and racist inequality drew the map of the disease. As the roar of the traffic faded, we arose to birdsong and ambulance sirens. The virus showed us what was truly essential. And we learned again and again that so many of us doing essential work were being treated as sacrificial. From nursing homes to detention facilities, meatpacking plants and fulfillment centers, the virus exposed the cruelty of these warehouses of efficiency and profit. Then, things got worse. In 2023, super droughts led to mega floods. Locusts carved a path across continents and hyper typhoons drove millions from their homes. COVID-23 raced through storm shelters and refugee camps. Supplies ran out again. Meanwhile, dinosaurs roamed the halls of power, bellowing that more sacrifice was needed. But every time they cranked up that rusty old machine called economic growth, the cloud of sickness and death grew.
And we couldn't breathe. Couldn't breathe from the asthma in our polluted communities, from the smoke of those fires. We couldn't breathe with a knee on our necks, in the clouds of tear gas as we shouted, "Black Lives Matter." And that is how the virus changed everything. We finally understood that we couldn't keep patching up the same broken systems. We had to build something new. What was needed was a spark. That spark was us. After months of organizing, the viral rent strike was like a starting gun. Then came the essential workers strike. Delivery drivers, street cleaners, and farm workers got together and said, "Enough." This time, people didn't just clap from their balconies. We flooded into the streets to join together. One of the leaders was Luciela, a young food courier. When a police bullet stole her life, the crowds exploded in size and then exploded again, spreading across borders like a counter-virus. The sparks looked different in every country as the wildfire strikes leapt across borders. Economies ground to a halt, this time blockaded by workers. We lost too many young heroes as states brought out the iron fist, but it was no match for the raised fist of solidarity. Soon, authoritarian rulers started to topple like statues, and new governments were suddenly nervous about ignoring the streets. We joined hands and pushed further, launching the years of repair.
The first step was rebuilding the economy around the core of essential work: food and farming, care for young and old, public health. Not to mention the essential labor of the more than human world, the winged pollinators, the leafy oxygen makers. The Full Employment Act made the new priorities clear, and there was a wave of new worker cooperatives in everything from mental health support to public art and tree planting. Many bosses were made redundant. Our information ecology needed tending too, and so we built a digital commons, vaccinated it against surveillance, and built up our herd immunity to disinformation. Fossil fuels were running on fumes by that point, so we harnessed their final profits to clean up their messes. Whatever we could, we did outdoors. School, theatre, celebrating. At first because it was safer, then because we realised it made us happier. Nobody talked about missing shopping. Anyway, the right to repair movement meant that a lot of stuff got fixed rather than thrown away and replaced. With life moving at a slower pace, we finally had time to look back. And we began the most important repair of all, repairing relationships. In colonial countries like the US, Canada, Australia, and the UK, those were hard conversations. But truth and reparations commissions helped some of us face the truth about the violent conquests of the past and how they shaped our world. That guided where we repaired and how. It turned out that once we fully funded schools and housing and healthcare, we didn't need those bloated budgets for policing, prisons, and war. And ultimately, the flow of money on planet Earth had to be reversed. So the North finally started paying its debts, and the South finally stopped.
Around here, the Land Back program began the historic process of returning some of the stolen land to indigenous jurisdiction. In the process, we remembered how taking care of the earth lays the ground for taking care of each other. Within just a few years, we could see the bottom of the river again, and it was safe to drink and fish in its waters. Things aren't perfect, of course. Between mutating viruses and our warming world, there's always new storms headed our way. But when they come, we're ready. With our networks of nurses and neighbors, our small farms and big forests, our systems of care and repair. No one is sacrificed. Everyone is essential.
Old. News stories are always possible, and each one of us is a storyteller. We have stories inside us. Now, we've been carrying so much this week, and so we want to do something in the way of ritual and repair. And so over here, we have a vessel. You'll find rocks if you have a hard something that you're holding on to that you need to release. But we also have flowers for those things that are beautiful, or if you need a time of remembrance of Renee Nicole Gold, who you will see here. And over here, we have What Dreams May Come, and we hope that you will take a moment, cluster around, by the way. Don't feel like you have to be one at a time at this. There's plenty of space for several people to gather around, just to jot a little bit about the world that you dream about. What do you think or want to see come to be? And so we will have a little bit of background music, and this will be a little bit chaotic, but that is okay. Move safely around the space, but come on up and let's share our dreams and have a time of ritual and remembrance. for taking this time of reflection and memory and dreaming together. We're going to learn something new here, but if any of you feel like you didn't have a chance or you want to add something, there is also one of these What Dreams May Come in the social hall from the first service with lots of space on it for you to add if you'd care to. But now I'm turning it over to Les for us to sing together.
So some of you have music, it's front and back. I would ask at the end of the service if you would return these. There's a basket out there, he said, throwing his glasses on the floor. There's a basket out there so that we can reuse them. So this song is by Adam Pod, who is the music director for the First Unitarian Congregational Society in Brooklyn. And before we dive into it, we're going to watch a video and listen to the first verse so you can hear it. So I'm going to sing with you. Bear with me. Just a couple of things. There is a short piano interlude in between each verse, and in between verses 2 and 3, there's a key change. So if you would like, you may stand. Change.
Now's the time for the work of our congregation. We would like to introduce you to Trevor, who I believe is going to be on a slide here in a moment. There he is. Hi, Trevor. Trevor is our connections coordinator who would love to meet you after the service, especially if you have any questions. Or visit our welcome table where we have folks eager to welcome you personally and get to know you a little. Also, after this service, our pastoral care team is available to talk with you. You can look for a yellow name tag if you would like to find someone that you would like to connect with. Our announcements run as slides at the beginning of the service. If you missed them, you can refer to Thursday's weekly e-news as everything is described there. If you don't receive the e-news, email us at information@uuasheville.org and we will get you signed up. Today, tell everybody to check out the new website. And check out the new website. I checked it out, it's cool. Today we have a special announcement from our youth. Eliza and Nicole, come on down.
Good morning, UU Asheville! I have a question for all of you. Who here likes to have fun? If you do, raise your hand. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that is fabulous news because on Saturday, January 24th, the YRUU and COA teens and families are putting on a super fun big event.
Bring the kids, bring a friend, and play some trivia, eat some food, and learn a bit about the teens at UU Asheville.
This will also be an occasion to mark the 75th anniversary of our church, which was founded in 1951. We'll be dressing like it's the 1950s to celebrate.
So join us on January 24th. We'd love to see you there.
Thank you!
Our community plate partner this month is Food Connection, and we hope you heard last week about the incredible work they do to end food waste and feed our neighbors. The work and ministries of this congregation are entirely supported by the generosity of our members and friends. We celebrate your generosity each Sunday with music and thanks. You make us possible, and we give thanks for you. The offering will now be gratefully collected.
Right. I'm going to play a song about imagination in the words of the great philosopher Willy Wonka. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
For the gifts of your time, talent, and treasure, we are truly grateful. We're also grateful for Chris Rosser sharing the gift of music with us today.
Quick change. All right, you guys ready to sing? All right. That's the enthusiasm I was looking for. Your part is, there's a light, there's a light, there's a light at the end of this road. There's a light, a light. That's the tricky part. Like a guide, it's shining and is with us wherever we go. Got it? All right. It's easy to feel lost, riding down this human path, trying to dodge the stop signs or people hurrying past. I guess we call it progress if we're roughly headed the same way. All these different directions will end up in the same place. 'Cause there's a light, there's a light at the end of this road. There's a light like a guide, it's shining. It's with us wherever we go. That was your part. There'll be detours and breakdowns, accidents and pain. When that spark of hope grows dark in the fog and rain, hey, I've been bumper to bumper, but mostly I'm alone. With just some trust and faith out on these back streets of my home. But there's a light, there's a light at the end of this road. There's a light like a guide, it's shining, it's with us wherever we go. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-dee-dee, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-dee-dee-dee, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-dee-dee-dee, ba-da-dee-dee-dee. Whoa, remember, we made tribes out of families. We turned cities into states. Now a planet of separate nations. Oh, evolution won't stop today. Hey, maybe we crawled up from the mud. Maybe we swung from the trees. But that science was guided by love. At least it seems that way to me. 'Cause there's a light, there's a light at the end of this road. There's a light like a guide, it's shining, it's with us wherever we go. There's a light, there's a light, there's a light, there's a light.
All right, before I make it out of here, before we all head off to the next thing, which is this, let me show you. Presentation today, 1 p.m. in here. Learn about meadows and about our prospective meadows being built out here. Come, have some coffee, come back. All right, so here we go. We're going to end with just a few words, and then we are going to sing together. So I want to invite you one last time, rise to the peak of that physical or spiritual stature. And you're invited. You have an opportunity. Let us take some wonder and courage with us out into a world that needs humans who are able to show up again and again and to make tomorrow just a little better than today. May it be so. Let's sing.
I played all my songs so many times here. Right. Picking some new ones.
Well,